Welcome to our 5-minute leadership blog. We are dealing with communicating vision. First up, we looked at the methods you would use, whether it's announcements, whether it's social media. Then we looked at the actual message itself. If you were the communicator, you got the crowd in front of you. Today, what I'd like to look at is just 13 principles that you ought to bear in mind when you're composing your message. The first one is, what is your goal? What is the reason for communicating vision? Are you trying to move people, sign people up, inspire people, get them to attend something? You've got to have a very clear goal. Keep that in mind. Number two, you've got to be aware of clutter. To stick a very important announcement in amongst another 10 is going to get lost. To have background distraction going on. In other words, you're putting it a busy part of your meeting, or it's just put on a website in amongst a whole lot of other stuff. Clutter dilutes your message. Number three, the messenger is as important as the message. To get a lightweight youngster up there who you can see has never worked a day in his life to talk about a business breakfast would just be crazy. So you got to think through. Your messenger lends credibility to your message. Number four, is it memorable? I can remember when I was a youngster studying advertising at university, there was no link, our lecturers said, between likability of the message and memorability. So I can remember a car advertisement said, "Everything keeps going right," and then this particular brand. Most of you know how to finish that advert. Not that you loved it, just that it was memorable. And so memorability is something that causes people to respond. You need to get past gatekeepers. The gatekeepers of the children are their parents. You're not going to get a youth function going unless mom and dad agree. Gatekeepers to a business environment are very often the employers. You're not going to speak to the workers unless the boss agrees. And so gatekeepers can be people, or they can be things like language. You can have a language gate. Unless you understand it, you're not going to get through. In addition to that, for you to be a good communicator, you've got to be a good listener. If you're going to inspire people, you've got to listen to them. Know what motivates them. Know what inspires them. Know what God's doing in their lives. You've got to be able to adjust your medium to your context. Young people, Instagram. Grannies, Facebook. Zulu linguists in a rural setting, Zulu linguists in a urban setting, not necessarily so. You got to be able to adjust your medium and adjust the way that you're speaking to your particular community. You need to stay organized, stay focused. If you want to envision people wafting around, gabbing on and on, it's just you're gonna lose people. Stay focused, stay organized, be persuasive. Now, Jesus was very persuasive. He used incredibly persuasive tools. Hell was one of his persuasive tools. Volume, every now and again, the Bible says he raised his voice. Persuasiveness, if you are trying to communicate that somebody ought to go somewhere, you better believe in it. That's the starting point of being persuasive. Be clear. Be clear. Ecclesiastes, last chapter, says the good teacher picked the exact words, just the right words. Be clear with what you're trying to say. Visuals can help you. Visuals can be extremely important. Showing a picture tells 1,000 words. If you're wanting to inspire someone to put money into a building project, to have an artist impression of the building, video walkthroughs, those are helpful. They help your communication. Use stories. Stories are great because stories allow people to enter into the narrative, enter into the experience. And then my final principle to think through is very often less is more. People think talking for hours on end is going to convince somebody. Very often, short, sharp, impactful is the way to go.
We are people rising.